What's going on, guys? It's the Kid DC Wrestling back at it again with another video. I know a lot of you were not expecting me to do an NXT review tonight. I was just gonna talk about the AJ Styles, Grayson Waller segment and the dip, but I ended up tuning in for the entire NXT, and I actually thought tonight's NXT 2.0 was really, really good. Now, before I get into this review, man, remember to subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 500 subs. Also, like, comment will also be appreciated as well. But nah, man, we kicked things off with Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name there, man. But dude, Ciampa cut like a really, really promo, like a really good promo here, man. And as great as Braun Breaker is, um, as well he's been doing so good so far in NXT 2.0, there was a lot of truth to what Tommaso Ciampa said in this promo, talking about how Braun, is great, but are you ready, Braun? Are you ready for that main event spotlight? Are you ready for the bright lights to be shine on you, Braun? You get another opportunity, and it's set. It will be Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa part 2 for the NXT title at New Year's Evil. So that should be really good, but for the most part, man, this was a really, really good segment, man. Like a really good promo. And, Ciampa talks about, that he's not ready to be a champion. He's not ready to be up there with the likes of the Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and even Tommaso Ciampa, guys who have spent a decade learning the ropes for WWE, 20 years perfecting their crafts. While you, Braun, you've had 10 or 20 matches. So, Ciampa was really digging into Braun in this segment, man, but a lot of truth. There was a lot of truth in this promo. And Ciampa slaps Braun. Braun attacks Ciampa, picks him up, about to deliver, slamming him down. But Ciampa was able to escape. Well, he puts Ciampa down, and Braun's like, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And there we go there. So next we have, man, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai in a street fight. Now these two women, they started off brawling before they can get in the ring. So it was quite some time before they could get to the ring. But even when they did, man, this was a really, really good street fight. And I think that this was a really good payoff to what has been the Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai feud, even though that, well, it hasn't been one-sided because, Raquel won, then Dakota won. So this, I guess, the trilogy. So Raquel wins. I do think that this is not Raquel. This is Dakota Kai. I do believe that this might be her send-off. Royal Rumble's coming up in January, so who knows? Maybe we might see Dakota not just being in the Royal Rumble, but even potentially being on the main roster. And I wouldn't be surprised seeing that, man, because, let's be real here. What else is there for Dakota Kai to do in NXT? I mean, she's had, 3-4 opportunities at the belt. She didn't win it. She's, the first ever NXT women's tag team champ with Raquel. So, what is really there for Dakota else to do? Who else is there for her to feud there in NXT? You might as well bring her up to the main roster, give her something to start fresh. But like I said, man, Raquel gets the win here. And after, man, Raquel calls out Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is obviously on vacation. But Cora Jade comes out. She's like, I deserve a shot. But Raquel's like, I deserve a shot. And then Mandy Rose, who my lord was looking stunning tonight, stated that I'll defend my title. I'll fight both of you ladies. So it's official. Triple threat match for the women's title. Cora Jade, Raquel, Mandy, doesn't get any better than this. Okay, so after all that, we see a little promo with obviously Harland and Joe Gacy talking about throwing Brian Kendrick. Really good promo from Joey Gacy, man, and stuff like that. After that, we got a tag team match player. We had the Grizzle Young Vets taking on the Creed brothers. This was a solid tag team match, man. Obviously the other tag teamers, the Jacket Time, the World Announce Table, the other tag team, I forgot what the other team is called. Briggs and Jensen, yeah. And they're all fighting each other, man. So they're all getting at it. These tag teams are going at it, man. The fans were loving it. They were eating it up. NXT. They were loving every single moment of this exchange. Next, we had Trick Williams taking on Dexter Loomis. Trick trying to face his fears against Dexter Loomis. These two go on to have a solid match, but of course, Loomis was able to make, yeah, Dexter was able to make Trick pass out. So, but it was after the match, and it was this segment that was probably the main part of the show. Obviously, Grayson Waller attacks Dexter Loomis, and then this leads to the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. For those who don't know, because I know it's probably wondering, you're probably thinking, why is AJ Styles on NXT when he was just on Raw last night getting picked apart by Omos with their breakup? Well, Grayson Waller called out AJ, and AJ was like, I'll be there on NXT. And AJ cut a really good promo here, man. He talks about how Waller, you got some potential. Braun Beaker, Tony D'Angelo, Carmelo Hayes, they got potential. They're special. But you Waller, you're something, And Waller's like, I could end you, AJ, right now. And AJ's telling him to do it. Like, you think you had a few good weeks of being a superstar, but try being phenomenal for 20 years, which was a really dope line from AJ. Like, that was a really good promo from AJ too. And Waller leaves. So who knows, man? We could be getting Grayson Waller and AJ Styles down the line, man. It's probably as soon as they finish up this Omos and AJ. If not, if they don't have AJ and Omos have rematch after rematch every single Monday night on Raw over these next few months. So we could be getting that, man. That could be something. We have Von Wagner versus Idris Enof. Squash match. Oh, well, actually, Von Wagner loses. He goes for the powerbomb, but Enof slides down and rolls him up out of nowhere. So obviously Wagner is not happy about that whatsoever. So yeah. Okay, so we get, sorry if I mispronounced her name here, Ilka Lopez taking on Io Shirai. Love me some Io Shirai. Io Shirai does get the win, man. She goes to the top, hits the big moonsault for the win. Solid match, Io Shirai. Cool. Really cool. Io Shirai. Come on now. Everybody loves some Io. Come on now. All right, so we got the main event, man. Tony D'Angelo versus Pete Dunne. These two, man, had a really, really good match. This was a really good main event, man. Pete Dunne getting the win, of course, in the end. This was a really good match, man. The Tony D'Angelo, man, it just has that potential. That dude is something. And Pete Dunne, like when Pete Dunne said he was like 28, I'm like, my goodness, Pete. Like, I was not expecting you to be 28, dog. I thought you were like 32, 31 or something. So that age kind of shocked me. I had no idea. But yeah, man, like I said before, man, overall this NXT was really good, man. The AJ obviously was the big because it's AJ freaking Styles, but overall this was a really enjoyable, and I thought this was a pretty good show for the most part. So this has been my review of NXT 2.0, and this has been the Kid DC Wrestling. Remember to subscribe for the channel. About my SmackDown review, man, I might not do a SmackDown review, not only because it is Christmas Eve, but the show is spoiled, so I don't know about that. I was thinking about doing a video tomorrow entitled some of the best YouTubers and not so good YouTubers, in my opinion, the YWC. So if you want to see a video like that, then, let me know in the comments. But anyways, there's been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so, yeah.